Hey, what's up everybody? Bogdan here and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel news of the week. So let's get this party started and launch the quiz question of the week. So who is the second largest exporter of potatoes in 2020 in terms of value? And the options are Germany, Canada or Egypt. And the correct answer is Germany with more than $315 million worth of exports in 2020. And first thing first, the Freightos index, which is at, just a second, $6,218. So a slight increase from the previous week, and hopefully the index will have found a plateau from which to decrease in the coming months. I hope I'm not over confident. Now, in terms of big movers, we have Europe to South America West Coast lane who picked up 29%, while the North American West Coast to China lane had a decrease of 11%. As for the cross-Suez lanes, both China to North Europe and China to the Mediterranean are above $11,000. So as for the previous week as well, sorry guys for being the bearer of bad news, but it's important to see where we're standing from the freight price perspective. So let's move to this week news, and I will start with the Boring Company, as it seems that Elon Musk is considering getting into the much talked about container transport sector. And what can I say? For sure, the idea is not new. I recently read an article which was firstly published around 2007 or 2008 about a system of underground tunnels in the port of Antwerp in Europe in order to move the containers between the terminals. But from what I know, there is no evidence that such a structure was built. So maybe we will see something with the help of the Boring Company. Now, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I don't think that this project will see anytime soon a container delivered via this tunnel. Sorry, but I think that the gains in time and reduction of costs relative to the current options and equipments like chassis, trucks or drivers are going to be somehow marginal. And yes, I don't know fig about the costs per mile for a tunnel, but if I were an advisor for Elon, I would focus my attention at some tunnel solutions for the first and the last miles. I don't know, I will try to connect the manufacturing facility, the air or the maritime terminals with the distribution center, as in the case with the first mile, and the distribution center or the fulfillment center with some clusters of, I don't know, lockers from which the final customer can pick up the parcel. This is of course my opinion, my idea, but once again, I don't see this project go live anytime soon. But then again, we're talking about Elon, so everything can happen. Anyway, let's move to our second news for today, and this one comes all the way from Sri Lanka. And it seems that the export sector is somehow recovering with more than $884 million worth of exports registered in the month of May this year, which is almost a 51% increase compared with the same month of 2020. The biggest export drivers were of course, the apparel sector with almost $371 million, followed by the well-renowned Ceylon tea sector with almost $110 million. And on the third place, we have the rubber-based sector with $91 million worth of exports. In terms of export destination, the biggest trading partner for the month of May was the United States with more than $213 million, followed by the European Union And on the third place, we have again a cluster of countries from South Asia with almost $95 million. And that's it. I really don't know what to say more, so I think we can move on to the next news. Just a second. And again, I think that this one is going to be short. So the thing is that in the last 5 years or so, there were lots of startups in the logistics and supply chain segment, which weren't that attractive for investors as they were focusing mostly on investing in mobility, in retail or delivery service. But since the pandemic and with all the supply chain disruptions, all these logistics startups covered with dust, if you want, somehow came into the attention of the investors. And as we can see here, Flexport secured $1 billion in funding, led by Japan's Softbank Vision Fund. And don't be fooled about the article's title. Flexport, it's not just a container tracing platform or service, if you want. It's more than that. But then again, securing $1 billion, it's mind blowing for me at least. If they've secured $1 billion, I'm imagining that the investors are expecting some high returns in the years to come. Frankly, I am pro digitalizing the supply chain, the transport sector, and the logistics sector. But seeing these figures, it seems that the investors really have lots of funds and need to invest like crazy. These values are either to scare off potential competition in moving forward with their ideas, or either to gain the trust of the shipping companies, the blue chip companies from the United States and elsewhere in the world, and of course the big freight forwarders. Otherwise, sorry, I know I am sometimes stupid and I don't see the forest from the trees, but for me, the added value that their service offers, even if you can scale it as much as you can, even if you can make it as user friendly as you want, even if you make it almost free and it's adopted by numerous importers and exporters, still this figure it's fracking big, and I really hope that the analysts from Softbank won't screw this up as they did with WeWork, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's move to our next news, which is about the marginal effect of the Pacific Trade Partnership on UK's economy. And I've said it before, I think that UK will be accepted in this partnership, and I really think that the gains will be indeed marginal, because UK is too much linked with the European Union in terms of their supply chain. And yes, the UK Department for International Trade says that this membership would produce lots of benefits in terms of lowering tariffs of British exports such as cars or whiskey or meat. Come on guys, sorry, but I don't buy this shit, and you shouldn't do it either. It's not like the small distiller of whiskey is going to benefit from this partnership. It's going to be Diageo. It's not like the small farmer is going to benefit from sending its meat to Mexico. It's going to be Smithfield or other big company. And small and medium exporters in the UK or importers, my thoughts are with you. Sorry, but leaving the European Union was a big mistake, and I have friends in there who are saying that the prices have gone up. And for them, I don't know, it's a medium income family, the effects are starting to feel, and they are seriously considering moving out from the United Kingdom. But let's not over politicize this article and move on to the next news, which comes from China. And for me, it's quite chilling. as the Chinese authorities decided to make some kind of national strategy that will help even more the Chinese companies in order to be active in the international market by establishing overseas warehouses, by helping them with smoother exporting procedures or transnational logistics. And guys, I've said it before, if you want to be the second one to find out what's going to happen next, just follow China. For me at least, the process of internationalization of small and medium Chinese manufacturers and exporters had started years ago, and if you don't believe me, just go on Amazon, try to buy something that is not a mainstream Western brand, and I bet that there is a Chinese company behind that product. Of course, with its legal entity in Germany, France, or Italy, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I like competition, but let's keep a level playing field. It's not like the Chinese authorities have to build overseas warehouses or fulfillment centers or things like that. They are in fact subsidizing the exports of their own companies. That's it. It was the case with the solar panels a couple years ago. I don't know, maybe next month there will be some investigation regarding the electric vehicles or the lithium batteries. I don't know, but there are precedents, and that's what should scare the small and medium companies that maybe right now are struggling to move forward. Anyways, let's move to my last news, which comes from Mexico, where it seems that this year the Mexican tomatoes export will hit a new record according to USDA forecast, as in the first quarter of 2021, the total exports were at $829 million, with a 5.1% increase compared to 2020. And tomato is Mexico's largest exported agricultural product, so fun fact, I really didn't knew it. And it has had a constant growth in the recent years as there was a constant demand from the United States. So some good news concerning farmers from Mexico, and clearly the reopening of the Horeca channel also helped the Mexican exporters, and if no further disruption comes to place, they really can take advantage of the huge US market. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks. Bye.